Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I received a brand new copy of a cool game, a boxed game from Tiny Battle Publishing. If you know Tiny Battle Publishing, they've started doing more boxed games recently. I think this is their third or fourth one. But this is an American Civil War game called Conquering the Valley, Cross Keys, Port Republic, which refers to the battle that is covered in the game. The game is a Shattered Union series game, which is a series put together by Herman Luttman. And if you know Herman Luttman, last year, the game of the year for me, the war game of the year for me, was A Most Fearful Sacrifice, which uses the Black Swan series to tell that tale. A Shattered Union has hints of that in it with some different elements. So really looking forward to this one. And frankly, really nice package from Tiny Battle. Great looking box. Love the colors. It's sturdy enough, yet you know, it's a nice box that isn't necessarily overdone or heavy duty. Here's a look at the back of the box. So the battle, remember I said Cross Keys and Port Republic, June 8th and 9th of 1862, Stonewall Jackson turned on his pursuers in the Shenandoah Valley and took the battle of them at these two places. So here's a look at the contents, 22 by 17 maps. So it's not a small game. 189 counters, 44 cards, 2 player aids. Really like that they include 2 separate player aids. There's nothing worse than having to share one with Alexander. Rule book, and then 5 6-sided dice. And they look like they're the exact same dice that were included in A Most Fearful Sacrifice. Red, white, black, blue, and gray. You can see these cards are pretty nice. Game plays in about 2 hours. And it's designed by Claude Whalen. I've reached out to Claude. I would love to do an interview with him on this game because I'm interested, but also because I think the game looks really good. So let's go ahead and remove the box. You can still get this game. I don't think you can get the pre-order price, but it is available now on their website. Here I mentioned those dice. They are sealed for freshness. Get that smell of fresh plastic in there. Feeling a little saucy today, guys. Really nice looking dice. Clear six-siders. You can see the numbers. Nothing fancy here. Blue and gray die, and then you've got red, black, and white. Yeah, pretty good looking dice. Really like those. Here is the card pack. Nice looking cards too. These are not chintzy. They look like they've really got some shebang to them. They have a good weight. They're thick. Really like the printing. And how many cards did it say it was? Let me turn that back over. 44 cards. So that's probably 22 per player, but maybe I'm wrong. If you know Herman Luttman's Black Swan series, he loves events. So I think these are events that are included. So this one, Friction of War, discard the next drawn activation card without it having any effect. That sucks. You're going to draw these cards and you're going to activate your units. So you're going to activate your corps or brigades. I don't know what the division. Here, these are divisions. But you can see that. It's going to say you're going to roll a die. On a 1 to 4, you're going to activate 1 brigade. 5 or a 6, you get 2 brigades. Then there's a kind of a little event that you can also use. So they're somewhat multi-use cards. Here's Stonewall Jackson. He's got quite a few. 6 activation cards. Looks like Ewell has 6 as well. And then these are held events. So you draw this, you're not going to play it, you're going to hold it. Play after the dice are rolled. In a fire or close combat to re-roll the gray die only. So that's kind of cool. You're going to hold Rebel Yell. Play this card before activation. Pick any Rebel infantry unit. Here's another one. So you can see there's some neat little events And here we go to the Union side. You've got Fremont. Once again, this activates him. You're going to roll, and that's how many regiments or brigades. So it looks like this is regiments and brigades. Fremont probably has 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6 for Tyler. Looks like Fremont also has 6. And then that's a rebel event that was mixed in there. But yeah, they also have events, inspirational leadership, redeployment, onto X, play after probably Richmond, right? Play after dice are rolled, reroll the red and white die only. The rerolled result must be kept. So these are fun. I think there's some unpredictability to those, and I welcome events and cards in war games. There are people that do not like them, and that's okay. To each his own. Looks like 2 or 3 half counter sheets put into a little baggie, and they are falling out of the sprue, particularly the Union counters there on top. Let's go ahead and, wow, that's a lot of counters that came out. Nice looking counters. Really feel like this game graphically really stands out. Looks great. Makes me want to play it. So here you have, Union troops and infantry and cavalry here. You have some artillery units. You've got a move and combat value. You can see they are by formation or, division or brigade, whatever the scale there is. Here you have a game turn track, VP markers, some general casualty markers, VP locations. Those are always nice because I like to know kind of where I'm supposed to be going towards. Let's see if this counter's gonna... I've been having some trouble lately focusing with so I apologize. Union VP marker. Only comment I would have, these counters do not feel waxy. A lot of times, Tiny Battles game have waxy counters. And what I mean by that is when you clip them, the leavings kind of want to stick to your counter clipper. They also have a little bitty nub in the middle. You can file that off with a small file. It's not that big of a deal. Here you've got some condition markers, bunch of shaken markers, -2, -1 to attacks and movements. Here you can go on the back side. You see that? I caught that. What reflexes? And then here are the CSA units. Very similar. Nice colors. I really like the colors on these. These are double-sided units. And you can tell they do reduce. So let's take a look at that 10-4 unit in the middle, that infantry unit, Taylor. Looks like they have a 10-4. 10 is the movement, I believe, and 4 is their attack. So you flip that one over and they become a 5-3. So when they're reduced, obviously less effective. Really nice looking counters, really like those. There's some off-map exit and entry points, so that's where reinforcements are going to come. VP location markers, whole bunch of different types of markers. So those are really nice looking. I'm going to move this over so we can get these 2 huge maps opened. Well, it said 2. Didn't it say 2? Yeah, it said 2 22 by 17 maps. Okay, I guess they're counting the... Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. They are referring to, when they say 2 22 by 17, there is a separate map for Cross Key. So here you go. There's a look at it. Nice looking, like the graphics. You've got some woods there, very clear rivers and roads. Goods Mill, the specific locations. I think the hex numbers are very easy to read. They're a bit small, but that's par for the course, right? You got to fit a lot of numbers on a board. So this is the Cross Key map. There's a game turn and victory point total box in the upper right. Fairly classic. Actually looks really good. This one looks like it goes up and down. kind of get that into the frame. Deep creases, but put a plexi on that and you'll never even notice it. Nice looking board. I really like it. Here's Port Republic. Yeah, very simple. Nothing fancy about it, but I think that's good. It looks good. Looks good. It's going to play good. Here you've got, once again, game turn and victory point total track. Really like the look of this game. So, yeah, once again, when it said 222 by 17, what it was referring to is a front and back, not two separate, which is good. I think that's smart, right? It's going to keep the cost of that game down a bit. And then here is a huge play aid. Now, it said 2 play aids. Once again, referring to front and back. So here is the, I guess, the back side of the play aid. You've got the sequence of play and then the specific different parts of that listed. Movement, fire, combat. So you're going to be able to follow this straight down and figure out how to do that. You got a close combat there on the right panel. Skedaddle. That was included in A Most Fearful Sacrifice as well. Always a fun word to say, skedaddle. Broken units, regroup. So a nice, very clear player aid. And then on the other side, this is your everything, right? Your CRT up here, very big. I like how it's big. One of my complaints about A Most Fearful Sacrifice was the play aid required you to have the eyes of an eagle or a magnifying glass. So I'm glad to see that this is big and bold and stands out. Nobody's going to miss that. You have everything from weapon ranges to ammunition problems, fire combat advantages, cohesion tests, close combat cohesion, fire and cohesion, brutal melee, close combat advantages, and defensive fire results. Even like these little drawings. Those are really nice and sharp. The artist, let me go ahead and, I'm going to throw that there. The artist, let's go back to the artist on the back of the box. You got to hit the rules too. Jose Fauda. So nice job, Jose. Those look really good. Nice looking cards, good looking package. Let's go ahead and look at the... Oh, okay. So, as with many war games, you have a series-specific rule book. So these are kind of the overarching rules that tell you how the game plays. Rules here are, let's see how many pages. Love the art in this one. That's pretty nice. 15 pages, there you can see at the bottom. Fairly dense text. So 15 pages probably turns into 20 pages of larger typeface. So this one's got a little bit of rules to it. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, it looks like the cavalry has a mounted and dismounted side. I didn't flip over the cavalry, so sorry about that. Maybe I could find one. Nope, don't see one punched out of a sprue. Movement, fairly standard. Here is an example. I think it's an example of line of sight, which is, I think we all get line of sight. Talks about the formation activation cards. They're called Commander-in-Chief cards, CIC. Sequence of play. There's a look at the, makeup of the counter. So let's see if I was right. C. Blue-gray number, unit strength points, SP value. Red number, bottom right, this number is the cohesion rating. Okay, so I messed that out. This is the strength points and the cohesion rating. And cohesion is a big part of the game, big part of the system. So yeah, there's the series-specific rule book. And then here is the Cross Keys Port Republic, this module's specific rules. So there'll be some minor changes or additions. 11 pages, almost as long as the rules themselves. This is going to be a bigger game than you think it is. I think this game is probably deceptively big, if that makes any sense. You might look at it and say, oh, this is a cute little simple game, but no, this one's got some meat to it. So I think that's going to be good, but it definitely looks good. I'm excited to play it. Alexander has not always been a huge fan of the American Civil War. I will say, more recently, he's gotten more and more into it. And for me, that's a good thing, because I do enjoy American Civil War games. So yeah, we will definitely try to get this one played. Brand new game. I think it looks very good. We've got a couple of other ACW games that we want to play, both old and new. So there you have it. Conquering the Valley, Cross Keys Port Republic, the newest entry in the A Shattered Union series game from Tiny Battle Publishing. Claude Whalen's the designer. Herm Luttman's system, or based on Herm Luttman's system, should be very, very good. So thanks for watching, guys. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.